Is Hannibal and Piper here from the HannibalTV.com with a quick daily wrestling news update for you. John Laurinaitis, who was involved in that big scandal with Vince McMahon, of course, he's a longtime head of WWE talent relations / agent with WWE, was fired quietly last week by the WWE, according to PW Insider. Of course, he is married to the Bella's mother, so that's got to be a very uncomfortable family situation for all of them these days. Apparently, the dismissal was quote unquote for obvious reasons. He had a long career, though, both as a wrestler, was successful in Japan, was booker and match finish guy in WCW All Japan, and worked for WWE for years. He was actually the one that hired me for WWE, so I can't really say anything bad about him. Although he did yell at me once for being too stiff in a match before a Raw taping in Toronto, but he'll be fine. I'm sure he's made good money in his career, and of course he's Road Warrior Animal's brother, and I'm sure he'll do just fine. Smackdown, it did a 0.49 rating on Friday. Ric Flair appeared in a match with Andrade versus Carlito Colon over the weekend in Puerto Rico, where Flair and Carlos Colon had a physical altercation that really revealed both of their ages. I know Carlos has some health issues from what I've heard, but it looked like they had a good crowd, so I guess Flair's still a draw. I mean, his last match had almost a $500,000 gate. So say what you want about his abilities these days. He's still making money, and that's what the wrestling business is about. But the thing that I saw with him and Carlos was just sad. And then they broke kayfabe after they took pictures in the dressing room with Andrade, Carlito, Eddie Colon, and Flair all being friendly. So nobody kayfabes anymore, so I'm not holding that against them. But the whole thing was just sad to me, both because of how old those guys are and also that they don't care about kayfabe anymore. And Puerto Rico used to be really big for that. Apparently, the Canadian National Post actually picked up a story about Ronda Rousey being suspended by WWE and reported it as if it was real news. So that's funny, actually. And apparently Carmella over the weekend, and I will show you guys the clip of this, got injured in a WWE house show match over the weekend, and it was big news, and they stopped the match. I'll show you guys the clip. I mean, you guys tell me. I mean, I wasn't the one that supposedly got injured here, but watch this. I don't see the big injury reason to stop the match here, but let's take a look. So yeah, I don't know. I don't mean to be insensitive, but I don't see anything there that looked that horrible. But wrestlers these days aren't very tough overall. There still are some, but it's a different business. Tom says Johnny Ace is less popular than Bruce Pritchard. William checking in from Vermont. A lot of people happy to see Piper. Jesse checking in from Oakland. Hello, Mike. Donnie. What's Vince McMahon doing now? He's still the majority stock. He's still technically the owner of WWE. He has like 80% of the stock. So the retirement is just to get the heat off of him. Tom says Johnny Ace was never as good as his brother. Well, as far as a wrestler, no. But as far as a politician, he was actually better. And I would actually probably believe that Johnny Ace may have even made more money than Animal over the years, just because he held jobs in high position for longer periods of time. Jesus checking in from San Diego. Hello, Joe. Thank you for your blessings. And yeah, speaking of the comment or the content, I did interview Ken Patera, Tony Gurria, Jimmy Garvin, and Ted DiBiase over the weekend. So had very good reactions to those interviews. And for anyone wondering why I did the Tony Gurria one in a car, it was because I was driving to a boxing event to watch my friend box, and that was the only time Tony could do the interview, and it ended up being my friend's retirement from boxing. So it was still a good interview. Someone checking in from Virginia. Nice to see you. Tom says get the fribbulators out if those two have a match. That's funny. Mike agrees that Vince is still calling the shots from behind the scenes. Jesse, the Bushwhackers are still alive. Luke is still actually wrestling, and Butch is in New Zealand. Steve, yeah, I remember, 2015, seeing Motley Crue's last tour, and they're on tour again this year, so whatever. It's all about money. Mike says WWE is changing back to WWF again. I really don't believe they can because World Wildlife Fund owns that. There was some fake news about that, but they lost a lawsuit to World Wildlife Fund. They're no longer allowed to use that name. John, I don't know what she smashed. Supposedly it was the head, but it didn't look very, very bad. Piper is not bored. She's very happy. She likes saying hello to all of you guys. Todd checking in from Louisville. Carlito says maybe she broke a nail. Colonel Quayle says People Power was more interesting than Ric Flair winning a match. Anthony does not like Kevin Dunn. Lots of hate for Kevin Dunn recently. I don't know why. I never actually met him. Mike, thank you for loving my show. Joey, I'm your idol because of that. Well, appreciate it. She's also Puerto Rican, by the way. Tom liked the Ken Patera interview. Yeah, he was very, very funny. What do I think about Killer Cross back in WWE? Well, he did do a shoot interview on this channel with John Paz that I don't even think has 1,000 hits. But I like him as a person. So good for him for getting his job back. Hurricane Maverick says Rick wants another payday. Ronaldo, no, apparently, well, quite obviously Shane hasn't had anything to do with any of this new regime. So for whatever reason, even though Shane could possibly do a better job of it, they are putting it in the hands of Stephanie and Triple H. What's Canada's best new band? I don't know. I have no idea. What's Canada's best new band? No idea. I don't really pay attention to indie music. So I really thank you guys for all of the comments. Any Attitude Era wrestler shoots coming up? Yes. Funny you should mention that. The Road Dogg, Jesse James, and Billy Gunn will be doing interviews with me in a couple of weeks. Anthony, yeah, I also did a shoot interview with Killer Cross as well before he signed with WWE the first time. Mike, if for the right money, Moxley would go back. I'm sure it's all about money. El Spicy, I think Shane's only under a talent contract now, and he works with someone else. Yes, I will be interviewing both of the New Age Outlaws, but separately. Daniel, I'm not a Senators fan. I used to do security at that arena, and I dealt with too much shit over the years for a team that never won the cup, so I kind of held that against them. Can I interview Stevie Ray? I did ask him at one point, and he said he didn't want to do anything outside of his own channel. Guy, yeah, Tony Gurria is actually 75, and he's looking great. So, yeah. Rick, Marty Jannetty had COVID, so he had to pull out of his interview. So that's why that one didn't happen. But thanks a lot for your comments. Piper and I are going to go for now. Thanks for all your support. Please like this video. And if you're not subscribed, we're already at 331,000 subscribers. Help me get to 400,000. We can do this by the end of the year. Just click the subscribe button. And while you're at it, we are on Facebook. This stream's ad-free on Facebook right now at the Hannibal TV. So jump over there and follow us on Facebook if you want to help support this channel and help me get even more interviews. Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please help me out and like this video, then click the subscribe and get notifications buttons so you don't miss any of my latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates. Follow us on Facebook at The Hannibal TV for more live streams and videos. And while you're at it, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at The Hannibal TV.